Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to ignore the fact that I have two different earrings on, and we are going to discuss the new DZOFilm Arles lenses. Let's get into it. So the DZO Arles were announced at NAB earlier this year, and DZO sent me 3 lenses to test out for a month or two and basically share my thoughts. And I'm always excited when I'm testing new gear, so yeah, I wanted to share with you what I think. But I think we're going to start with all the technical specifications so that we can get that out of the way. Now I think what makes those lenses unique and different than the really popular Vespids that DZO has is that they feature a speed of f1.4. This means that the aperture is way brighter, unlike the Vespids, which start at 2.1. So this is exciting. If I guess this is like a game changer for you. Now the first thing I noticed when I received the lenses was their size and weight kind of difference compared to the Vespids. If you can see here, this is the 50mm. If we compare it to my head, to the size of my head, they're almost the same, and it's pretty much twice as big as a Vespid. The main idea of that is because those lenses are mainly created for bigger cameras and therefore bigger sensors. As you know, Blackmagic announced, their Pixis, which is, a large format camera. In the camera world, the trends are kind of going towards larger sensors. So DZO wanted to create, something for that market. I guess if you have a big camera, a big lens isn't going to be an issue for you. Anyways, I digress. Let's focus on the specs. So basically, DZO shared with me that they're going to release a range of 10 lenses. Now, here I have the 50, the 35, and the 75. They're also going to include focal lengths between 14 and 180 millimeters. So yeah, we're about to see. And as I said, they're mainly created towards, larger sensors. And the image circle that those lenses are going to be covering is 46.5 millimeters. The front diameter is consistent throughout all of the lenses, and that is 95 millimeters. What I really like is that the mounts of the lenses are interchangeable between PL and EF. If you're shooting, let's say, on a Komodo and you have the Canon EF to RF adapter with the ND filter, you can use that and kind of avoid using matte box. So yeah, I really like that. Okay, I think this is all that I'm going to say regarding the technical specs, and I'm going to focus on the image itself and my personal thoughts. As I said, I've been testing the lenses. I actually shot a spec ad earlier this week. If you click somewhere here, you'll be able to watch it. I think the lenses are really clean. They are really bright, so if you're after this look, this is going to be great. They kind of remind me of the Sigma Cines, and DZO said that their aim when creating those were to have a look similar to the Zeiss Primes and also the ARRI signature Primes. Now, I personally haven't tested any of those two, but I've worked with the Sigma Cines, and I really comparing both of those. I really see some similar characteristics. Mainly, as I said, they're just clean lenses. They don't have a lot of character like the vintage lenses that you maybe have worked with, probably the Canon FDs or the Helios 44-2, where you have all of those weird bokeh in the corners. This is not that. So I personally would recommend those lenses for commercial projects or documentary work, which is more in a control environment, probably for interviews or stuff like that. But if you're out there in the field, shooting something that is run and gun, they're pretty heavy, they're pretty big, and I was using them on my Komodo. And I think I did fine. My hand is, still sore from carrying all of that around. Now, maybe you don't have this issue. Yeah, I think it's something to keep in mind. And I personally prefer the Vespids because they're smaller. To me, it doesn't matter that their aperture is, 2.1 instead of 1.4. So I think it really depends on what your personal style and preference is when, we are talking about glass. I think really the biggest advantage of this set is that it's probably, I don't know, the exact price, but it's probably going to be on the budget-friendly side, knowing the DZO. And if you're working with larger format cameras and you're searching for a set, that is budget-friendly, but also has the characteristics of those more expensive lenses out there, then those are lenses for you. But if you already own the Vespids, I personally probably wouldn't upgrade from one to the other. Overall, I think they're really good. You can see yourself on some of the shots that I took with them. Now keep in mind that I was using an internal ND filter from the Canon adapter, which I mentioned earlier, so I have color corrected the image. So yeah, actually I'm currently using the 35mm to record this talking head, so yeah, you can kind of see for yourself what you'll be getting. Something else that I totally forgot to mention is the build quality. The build quality is amazing. The lenses come in full metal housing, and every detail is very well crafted. As I said, I really like that you can very easily change between a PL and an EF mount yourself, and you can also change the ring that's inside that indicates the distance between the lens and the subject that you're shooting. So it comes, I think, in an Imperio, in the Imperio system, and you can change it to the metric system depending on what you're used to. Those are my thoughts on the lenses. I haven't had a bunch of time with them yet, but yeah, I mean, overall, I really like them. My personal opinion is that if you are a skilled filmmaker, DP, whatever, no matter what lens you're shooting on, you should be able to, create something beautiful. It's not the lens that makes it better. Depending on the characteristics of the lens, yes, it can make it, better, but I really think that nowadays, basically all the gear that comes out is amazing. It just depends whether it's going to work for your style of work. Okay, I think this kind of wraps what I have to say about the new DZO Arles lenses. If you want to learn more about them, I'm going to leave a link in my description. And otherwise, please, if you like this video, hit that subscribe and like button, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.